Hey, so after successfully recreating that battle transition effect from Persona 3 Reload, I figured I might as well try recreating other game things I like, since again, I'm on a bit of an Unreal Engine kick and I like doing Unreal Engine stuff right now. This time I did the screen shatter effect from Danganronpa V3, which turned out, Okay, I can explain. But first, YouTube statistics indicates that only Howard Hamlin is subscribed to this channel, so I kidnapped him. And if you want him to be returned safely, please subscribe and leave $100,000 in unmarked notes at these coordinates. For context, whenever you get to the end of one of Danganronpa V3's minigames, your character has a little interstitial, aha, I have solved the problem, the future is mine animation, and then the screen explodes and the word break appears and it's all very swish. The user interface's presentation style is something I like about the game a lot, to be honest, and this screen shatter effect in particular eluded me in Unity, so I figured, I'm not doing anything this bank holiday weekend, might as well, right? What's the alternative? Go outside? Spend time with my friends? No, I'm 25 years old and make YouTube videos for fun. I'm the lowest class of pond scum yet going. So I went down a lot of incorrect paths that mostly implicated massively over-engineering the problem, right? At first I thought maybe I could use a post-processing material like in the last video where I used a post-processing material. That could do the actual screen fracturing, I figured, which in retrospect is a wild idea, considering A, post-processing materials supposedly aren't that computationally inexpensive, so it's probably not a smart play to do it that way if I don't have to, and B, how? So after wasting a bunch of time trying that, I decided to cut my losses and go with my original strategy, or rather strategies, because I figured to attempt this in two ways. The first was to have the effect be completely in-engine, i.e. I create the entire effect using only Unreal Engine and the stuff in Unreal Engine, right? So Unreal 5 comes with the Chaos Destruction engine, which lets you do complicated geometry destruction like this. This is from a 2019 presentation by Epic about the Unreal Engine, the full video is linked in the card, but the long and the short of it is you can fracture world geometry in fun and interesting ways and then destroy that geometry using other physics objects or just adding forces to the world, which is what I did. So to get it to do the thing you saw in engine, I added this camera pointed at the protagonist and linked that camera to a render target. A render target is much akin to a render texture in Unity in that the texture itself becomes the camera view and then that texture can be applied to materials. In this instance that's helpful to us because the next step is to hook up that newly textured material to a fractured cube so that the cube itself looks like the view through the camera and then shatter it using a couple of linear and angular impulses. This creates the shattering outward effect you saw, but you can also change these vectors to have it go backwards or sideways or up and down or whatever, or at least that's the theory. I haven't really got my head around Chaos Destruction yet, I'll be perfectly real with you right now, which is why I'm explaining this less confidently than my last video, and in general this is more of a here's the thing I've been doing lol episode than anything else if you get me. Anyway, that handles the actual destruction side. Then I converted the geometry collection, which is the cube we fractured, so that all of the individual pieces become static meshes, put it in the same location as the thing I'm smashing, and then light up random pieces 6 at a time to emulate that effect that it does in the game. This part is definitely more tech demo than anything else here. The smarter play would probably have been to put the shards into groups and then light them up one at a time or 2 at a time instead of only lighting up a small fraction of them at random. This just looks a bit silly, but I think it can look better with a bit more post-processing and doing the shard grouping I said. Then once the shatter is complete, I added this level sequence where the camera pans back down to the protagonist like it does, keyframing the depth of fields the protagonist is blurred out at first. Then the dialogue reappears, it despawns the previous screen and spawns a new one, and the cycle restarts. So that's the in-engine way I came up with. Obvious disadvantage is that because I did it, it's not very good, but at least this way the camera can be pointed at anything and you get the same kind of shatter effect with the texture of the shattered pieces being procedural, right? The other way I wanted to try was to have the shatter be a video clip. For this I used a Bink Media Player because I've used it before and because it loads very, very fast, and After Effects because After Effects is an inbuilt shatter effect that you can use for exactly this kind of thing. I started by making these transparent images in Photoshop to look like shattered glass. I'm not a 2D artist by any stretch, so consider these illustrative of what a final result could look like if they were drawn by someone with talent. Anyway, once those were in, I lined them up one after the other in After Effects and cycled them around a bit so they play one every 4 or so frames. While doing that, I added this glow effect so the lines are faintly cyan looking. Then I pre-composed the whole thing, so the image and the shatter effect over the top, and then added AE's shatter effect to it, setting the effect type to triangles and turning the extrusion depth way down so the shards themselves look almost two-dimensional. I also turned off gravity so the shards would fly outward towards the camera rather than downward towards the hypothetical floor. Finally, because this is a video clip and I can do what I want, I found this free font online that was intended to look a lot like the font of one of the other games and used it to write the word break. I added the cyan glow effect here too and had it keyframe a little so it looks like it's shining while it's on screen and then it flies away and disappears. After that, the camera sequence is the same, the depth of field thing, the Among Us reference, and then you can press space and it'll restart. So all in all, I definitely prefer doing it the non-in-engine way, but only because I'm very bad at the method I tried to use in-engine. Chaos Destruction is still something very much beyond me, and while I would like to learn it more, I've definitely misrepresented it as a system in this video, so I'd invite you to do your own research if you're hoping to use it yourself. That's all I've got. Oh, and if you're wondering about the book, yeah, unfortunately God gave his busiest week to his most pathetic human being last week, so that is still gonna happen, but I'm gonna do it on a different period of 7 days so that I don't die. Sorry about that. Goodbye.